Did you know that every 15 seconds an older adult somewhere in the world experiences a fall, and that one simple habit could be the key to preventing it? It's a shocking truth that falls are one of the main reasons many seniors lose their independence, their mobility, and even their confidence. But here's the good news. There's a proven walking trick that thousands of older adults have used to dramatically lower their risk of falls, and you can do it right at home. Stay with me to learn how. Where are you right now, and what time is it as you're watching this? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly care, and every moment you share here means so much to me. And if you're interested in more health and senior living tips, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Most seniors don't realize that one of the most dangerous habits they develop with age is also one of the most subtle. Imagine for a moment that you're walking from the kitchen to the living room, maybe carrying a cup of coffee or a favorite book. You might not even notice it, but with each step, your feet barely leave the ground. That quiet shuffle, that small drag of your heel across the floor, it seems harmless, doesn't it? But according to research from Stanford University, this very habit increases your risk of falling by as much as 40%. Let's pause here. 40%. That's not just a number on a page, it's the difference between a safe walk and a sudden slip that can send you to the hospital. The reason this happens is that as we age, our bodies naturally lose some of the strength and flexibility we used to take for granted. The muscles that lift our feet weaken over time, making it easier for us to catch a toe on a carpet or a small bump in the floor. And when you drag your feet instead of lifting them properly, you lose the ability to quickly adjust your step when an obstacle appears. Picture Mrs. Collins, age 76, who spent her mornings watering her beloved garden. One afternoon, as she carried a small tray of seedlings back inside her foot, barely lifted over the doorframe. That little shuffle was all it took. She tripped, fell, and ended up with a fractured hip that kept her in bed for months. It wasn't just the pain that hurt her. It was the loss of confidence, the fear that came every time she tried to stand again. You see, walking isn't just about moving from one room to another. It's about maintaining independence, dignity, and connection to the world around you. When our steps become shorter and our feet shuffle, it's like our world shrinks a little each day. We become hesitant, afraid of what might happen with the next step. And that fear can keep us from enjoying the simple pleasures of life, a walk in the park, a trip to the mailbox, or even playing with the grandkids. But here's the hopeful part. This is a habit that can be changed. With a bit of attention and practice, seniors can retrain their muscles to lift the feet properly and reclaim the confidence that comes with each step. Strengthening the muscles in the legs and ankles doesn't just help you walk better. It rebuilds the trust between your brain and your body, reminding you that you're still strong, still capable. It's about taking ownership of each step, knowing that you have the power to walk with security and grace. So the next time you catch yourself shuffling, take a moment to pause, breathe, and lift your foot like you mean it. That small change could be the first step to a safer, more independent life. Have you ever noticed how the simple act of walking can change with age, becoming something that feels more like a chore than a joy? It's not just your imagination walking, truly does shift as the years go by. Your muscles might feel a little weaker, your balance a bit more uncertain, and your confidence in every step may not be as strong as it once was. That's where the mindful step technique comes in a simple yet powerful way to bring intention and safety back to your steps, transforming the way you move through life. Imagine this for a moment. Instead of letting your feet shuffle or land without thought, you consciously lift each foot as if you're showing the sole of your shoe to someone behind you. This small but deliberate motion helps your brain register that you're in control of your movements, signaling your body that every step counts. Next, you let your heel touch the ground first, followed by the middle of your foot, and finally your toes. This gentle sequence not only improves your balance, but also activates the body's natural sensors that keep you steady even when the floor is uneven or you're stepping over a threshold. It might seem like a small change, but science tells us it makes a world of difference. Researchers from Kyoto University in Japan discovered that seniors who practice this mindful step technique experience 58% fewer falls in just 1 year compared to those who walked without awareness. That's not just a statistic, it's a reminder that even small daily choices can protect your health in big ways. With every step, you're not just moving your body, you're training your mind to work in harmony with your feet, creating a rhythm that builds trust and stability. This mindful approach to walking also has a remarkable benefit for your brain. When you walk with intention, lifting, landing, and looking ahead, you engage the parts of your brain that control balance, memory, and coordination. It's like giving your mind a gentle workout, strengthening the connections that keep you sharp and confident. Seniors who practice mindful walking often find that their minds feel clearer, their attention stronger, and their overall sense of well-being renewed. It's not just about preventing falls. It's about embracing each step as an opportunity to stay connected to yourself and the world around you. For so many older adults, fear of falling can shrink their world, making every walk feel like a risk rather than a pleasure. But by embracing the mindful step, you can reclaim that sense of freedom, knowing that you have the tools to walk with both grace and security. It's about giving your body and your mind the message that you're still in control, that every step is an act of strength and dignity. So the next time you head out for a walk, remember to lift with purpose, land with care, and look ahead with confidence. Your steps carry not just your body, but your spirit. And with mindful walking, you can move forward with both strength and peace. Have you ever noticed how sometimes when you walk with intention, the world seems to slow down just a little? For older adults, that slow and steady rhythm can bring a sense of peace and confidence that's often missing from the rush of daily life. It's a moment when every step feels like a choice and your mind and body move together in harmony. This is what scientists call active presence, a state where your brain is fully engaged in the act of walking, not just going through the motions. When you walk mindfully, lifting each foot with purpose and setting it down with care, you're sending a powerful message to your brain. You're telling it, I'm here, I'm focused, and I'm ready for whatever comes my way. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that this kind of walking doesn't just help you stay upright, it also strengthens the parts of the brain that control memory and attention. It's as if each step you take with intention builds a stronger connection between your feet and your thoughts, reminding your body how to stay balanced and your mind how to stay sharp. For many older adults, that simple act of walking can become a lifeline, a way to keep hold of memories that sometimes feel like they're slipping away. Let me tell you about Mrs. Aisha, a warm-hearted woman of 76 who had always been known for her quick wit and sharp mind. She loved crossword puzzles, sharing stories with her grandchildren, and chatting with neighbors over coffee. But one day she started to notice that names escaped her more often, that sometimes she'd forget why she'd walked into a room. It worried her deeply, more than she'd like to admit. Then during a senior wellness class at her local community center, she learned about the mindful step technique. At first it felt a little silly, thinking about lifting her foot and placing it heel to toe, focusing on where she was looking. But she gave it a try, walking slowly down the hallway, paying attention to each movement, feeling the floor beneath her feet. Within weeks, something began to change. She felt steadier on her feet, yes, but also clearer in her mind. She started to remember small details that had been slipping away: her neighbor's birthday, her favorite cookie recipe. It was like her brain had woken up, eager to work with her again. That's the quiet power of mindful walking. It's not just a technique to prevent falls, it's a way to remind your mind that it's still in the game, that every step you take is a chance to stay engaged and aware. For seniors like Mrs. Aisha, and for so many others, it's a simple daily practice that brings hope, confidence, and a deeper connection to the world around them. As we get older, the simple act of standing on our own 2 feet becomes something we cherish more than we ever did before. It's a quiet kind of freedom, knowing that we can still move through our days without fear of falling. But beneath that confidence lies a hidden secret that many seniors overlook: the the strength in our ankles, toes, and lower legs is the foundation of every step we take. Picture yourself stepping off a curb or walking across a soft carpet. In those moments, your ankles and toes act like the first responders, adjusting your balance and keeping you steady even when the ground beneath you changes. When those muscles grow weak, it's like taking away the shock absorbers on a car. Every little bump or crack in the sidewalk can send vibrations through your entire body. A study published in the Geriatric Physical Therapy Journal revealed that older adults with weak ankle muscles are 3 times more likely to experience a fall, even if they feel steady most of the time. That's because our ankles and feet are designed to make micro adjustments, with every step responding in real time to keep us upright. When those small muscles lose their strength, our bodies lose their agility, making it easier for a tiny slip to become a big problem. I remember Mrs. Jenkins, a sweet lady who loved tending her rose garden. She never thought much about her ankles until one spring morning, she stepped on a small patch of uneven ground and felt her foot give way. It wasn't a hard fall, but it was enough to shake her confidence. After that, she felt nervous, even walking through her own kitchen, always worried about what might happen next. But here's the hopeful part. These muscles aren't beyond help. With just a little practice each day, you can rebuild that strength and remind your body that it can trust itself again. Calf raises, for example, are a simple yet powerful way to wake up the muscles that support your ankles and feet. All you have to do is stand tall behind a sturdy chair, lift your heels off the ground until you're standing on your toes, then slowly lower them back down. Doing this 10 to 15 times a day can make a real difference. And then there's the towel scrunch. Picture yourself sitting in a comfortable chair with a towel spread out on the floor in front of you. Place your bare foot on the towel and use your toes to grab and pull the towel toward you. It may seem small, but it activates the tiny muscles in your feet that help you grip the ground and stay balanced. These simple exercises aren't just about muscle, they're about restoring the trust between your mind and body, telling yourself that you're still capable of walking confidently. With each repetition, you're investing in your freedom, your independence, and the joy of taking a walk without fear. There's something comforting about the steady rhythm of a morning walk. The familiar path winding through the neighborhood or the park, the sunlight warming your shoulders. For many seniors, that simple daily ritual brings a sense of purpose, a reminder that they're still part of the world's gentle flow. But what many don't realize is that walking alone, while valuable, sometimes isn't enough to keep the body strong and balanced, especially as we grow older. You see, as we age, our muscles naturally lose some of their strength, and the nerves that help us stay steady can become a little less responsive. This is especially true for the small muscles in our ankles and feet that quietly work with every step to keep us upright. When these muscles grow weaker, even the most routine walk can become a potential hazard rather than a pleasure. That's why it's so important to combine daily walking with targeted exercises that build strength and stability from the ground up. Think of it like this: every time you lift your foot and place it down with care, you're giving your brain and body a chance to reconnect, to remember how to move together. That's where the mindful step technique becomes so valuable. By lifting your foot, intentionally landing heel to toe, and keeping your eyes looking ahead, you're not just walking, you're training your body to be more responsive and balanced. Add in simple exercises like calf raises and towel scrunches, and you're giving your muscles the support they need to keep you steady on every step. Mrs. Chang at 79 knew this struggle all too well. She had always been an active woman, tending her flowers and enjoying visits from her grandchildren. But after a fall in her kitchen, her confidence was shaken, and the fear of falling again crept into her mind with every step. She started avoiding walks, choosing instead to stay close to her favorite chair, afraid that even a simple trip to the mailbox might bring another accident. But with the help of her physical therapist and a small group class at the local senior center, Mrs. Chang began to combine her daily walk with gentle exercises that strengthened her ankles and feet. Each morning before heading outside, she practiced lifting her heels off the ground, feeling the stretch in her calves, then lowering them slowly. She learned to scrunch a small towel toward her with her toes, reminding those small, often overlooked muscles that they still had an important job to do. Soon walking felt less like a risk and more like a victory, each step bringing back the freedom she'd missed. She realized that exercise wasn't about losing herself in hard routines. It was about giving her body and her mind the strength they deserved. For seniors like Mrs. Chang, and perhaps for you too, it's about finding the balance between movement and strength, between the joy of walking and the confidence to keep going, no matter what comes your way. For many older adults, the simple act of slipping on a pair of shoes can feel like the beginning of a new day, a small but important ritual that sets the tone for every step they take. Yet what often goes unnoticed is that the wrong pair of shoes can quietly undermine that confidence, turning each step into a hidden risk rather than a source of strength. Imagine for a moment walking through your own living room and suddenly feeling your foot slip on the hardwood floor. It's a feeling that can bring a rush of fear, a reminder that even familiar spaces hold dangers when your feet aren't properly supported. You see, as we age, the muscles in our feet and ankles naturally lose some of their strength, making it harder to react quickly when the ground shifts beneath us. Shoes that once felt fine might start to betray us, loose-fitting slippers that slide off at the wrong moment, slick soles that offer no grip on the kitchen tile, or heavy sneakers that feel more like anchors than allies. Research from leading geriatric journals shows that nearly 45% of falls among older adults happen right inside the home, and a significant portion of those can be traced back to inappropriate footwear. Mr. Ang, at 82, learned this lesson the hard way. A retired carpenter, he had always prided himself on his strong legs and steady gait. But after tripping near his laundry area, his foot sliding out of an old pair of house slippers, his confidence shattered. Suddenly, every corner of his home seemed like an obstacle course, every step a potential hazard. He found himself hesitating at thresholds, gripping walls, and feeling a sense of vulnerability he had never known before. But with a little guidance from his daughter and a local fall prevention class, Mr. Ang discovered that the right pair of shoes could make all the difference. He traded his loose, worn-out slippers for a pair of lightweight shoes with firm heel support, a non-slip sole, and an adjustable Velcro closure that hugged his foot securely. The difference was almost immediate. Walking through his house, he felt a new sense of stability, a quiet confidence that let him move with freedom instead of fear. It's easy to overlook the importance of something as simple as a shoe, but the truth is that the right footwear acts like a partner to every step we take. A good shoe grips the ground, supports the heel, and fits snugly enough to move with us rather than against us. It's a small investment with a big return, giving older adults the foundation they need to walk with strength and dignity. So the next time you slip on your shoes, take a moment to think about how they're helping or possibly hindering your journey. Remember, every safe step begins with the confidence that comes from knowing your shoes are there to support you every inch of the way. For many older adults, walking is more than just a way to get from one place to another. It's a declaration that they're still here, still moving forward, still claiming their space in the world. Every step carries not just their body, but their spirit, reminding them that independence is not something to be given up lightly. When you take a walk, especially in those quiet morning hours or the calm of an early evening, you're not just exercising your muscles. You're telling yourself, I'm still strong, I still matter. There's a hidden science behind that feeling of empowerment, a connection between the simple act of walking and the deep sense of well-being it brings. Researchers have found that the rhythmic motion of walking activates pathways in the brain that control not only movement, but also mood and memory. It's as if every step you take lights up a small part of your mind, reminding you of who you are and all that you've lived through. For seniors who sometimes feel like their world is shrinking, like the walls of their home are closing in, or that the world outside is too big too fast, walking can be a gentle rebellion. It's a way to push back against that sense of smallness, to say, I still have the power to choose where I go and how I get there. That freedom is more than physical. It's emotional too. It helps keep the mind sharp, the heart open, and the sense of purpose alive. I think of Mr. Henry, a retired teacher in his early 80s, who once told me that after his wife passed, he felt like the world had lost its color. He said that even walking to the mailbox felt like climbing a mountain, and he'd find himself sitting in his chair staring at the floor, feeling the days blend into one another. Then one morning he decided to walk the path he and his wife used to stroll together. At first it felt heavy each step, reminding him of what he'd lost. But with every lap around the block, something shifted inside him. The rhythm of his steps steadied his breath, and he began to notice the small things again, the sound of birds, the laughter of children down the street. That's the quiet magic of walking. It reconnects us to the world around us and the world inside us. It strengthens not just the legs and the heart, but the bond between our mind and our body, reminding us that we're still capable, still part of the dance of life. So the next time you lace up your shoes and head out the door, know that each step is more than just movement. It's a celebration of resilience, a quiet but powerful affirmation that you're still here, still moving, and still strong. For many seniors, learning a new habit can feel like trying to climb a hill that gets steeper with every step. But the truth is, even the most meaningful changes begin with small, steady efforts that build on one another, creating a foundation of strength and confidence that can last a lifetime. When it comes to integrating the mindful step technique into your daily life, the key is to start small and stay consistent, treating each step as a quiet investment in your own safety and independence. Picture yourself waking up in the morning, the soft light filtering through the curtains, the day still fresh and full of possibility. Before you even leave your bedroom, take a moment to stand tall, feeling the ground beneath your feet, and lift each foot slowly one at a time, as if you're showing the sole of your shoe to the world behind you. This simple movement, practiced for just a minute or two each morning, signals to your brain that you're in charge of every step you take, that you're not just walking on autopilot, but walking with purpose and care. As you move through your day, whether you're heading to the kitchen for a cup of coffee or stepping out to check the mailbox, bring that same intention to your steps. Lift your foot with purpose, land heel to toe, and keep your eyes focused a few steps ahead, not down at the ground. This small adjustment helps activate your body's natural balance systems, strengthening the connections between your muscles and your brain, and giving you the confidence to move with grace and security. Science shows that consistent practice of this mindful step technique, even just a few minutes a day, can significantly reduce the risk of falls. That's because with each intentional step, you're reinforcing the pathways in your brain that control coordination and stability. It's like giving your mind and body a gentle workout, one that pays dividends in both strength and peace of mind. Mrs. Thomas at 78 discovered this after a small stumble in her garden left her feeling hesitant to move around on her own. She started practicing the mindful step technique every morning, first by her bedside, then on her way to the kitchen, and finally out in her yard. Within weeks, she noticed a change, not just in her balance, but in her confidence. She felt lighter, more secure, as if every step was a reminder that she still had power over her own movement. That's the heart of this practice, reminding yourself that no matter your age, every step you take is a chance to affirm your strength and independence. So as you go about your day, remember that small, steady steps matter more than big, sudden leaps. Consistency is the bridge between fear and freedom, between uncertainty and trust. And with each mindful step, you're telling yourself and the world that you're still here, still moving forward one safe step at a time. As we wrap up today's video, I hope you can feel the quiet strength that comes from something as simple and powerful as the mindful step. Remember, lifting your feet with purpose and giving those ankles and toes a little extra care isn't just about preventing falls. It's about holding on to your independence, your dignity, and your sense of self. I'd love to hear what spoke to you most today. Please take a moment to share your thoughts, lessons, or just the word hope in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and share this with a friend or family member who might need it too. Walking isn't just a way to get from one place to another. It's a reminder that every step is a chance to celebrate the freedom and resilience that lives inside you. May every step you take be steady, strong, and filled with hope.